Well, turkey season starts tomorrow. We got a storm coming in, so let's talk about shotguns. Here we go. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Joe here from Scruffy Arms. Hey, if this is your first time on the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It's perfectly free, doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps us get around the YouTube algorithm. They're not big fans of us gun tubers, so any comment or like on here just really helps other people that are looking for gun tubers to recommend our videos. So, well, guys, today what I wanted to do was get into a topic where we get to talk about shotguns. Turkey season is on us, so everybody and their brother is talking about what they're taking to the woods. And I just recently saw the Vortex Nation podcast where they tested several different chamberings of shotguns for effectiveness in hunting. And that got me thinking, okay, well, that's great that we can look at different gauges of shotguns that we're going to use for hunting, but everyone's got their own preconceived notions about what they can and can't do and what their preferences are. Now, me personally, I have primarily used a 12 gauge shotgun. I am using a 20 gauge for turkey this year. I'm going to give it a try. I still have my 12 gauges. If I don't like the performance of the 20 gauge when I'm hunting, I can take the 12 gauge out. Not a big deal. But I'm going to give it a try and, see what happens. So that got me to thinking about, well, how do people pick the type of functioning they choose for a shotgun? Now, I'm very lucky that I've got a semi-automatic, a pump action, and a break action shotgun. Those are the three types of actions when it comes to a shotgun, and I thought that we would take a look at all of those and kind of talk about what the benefits and the drawbacks are of each one of those shotguns and kind of tell you what my plan is for those shotguns. So, first up, let's go with the easiest one to operate, the one with the least amount of moving parts, and the one that has the least amount of chances for failure, okay? That would be a break action. Let's look. All right, so this is a break action shotgun. They usually have a release lever that opens it up where you manually feed a round into the chamber, you close it. Some of them have a hammer, some of them have a safety, and then you pull the trigger, it goes boom. When you're done, you open it back up, it ejects the round, you put another round in, you close it. Everything for the shotgun is right in this little spot right here. This is where everything happens. Hammer hits the firing pin, goes boom, goes flying down range. That's it. Now this shotgun is about 100 years old, and this thing did such a tight grouping when we went to pattern test that I went, you know what? I'm going to use this one for turkey hunting this year. I don't need a lot. I usually only need one shot. There is a huge flock right outside my blind. There's 4 toms out there that are all fluffing up and strutting their stuff right now. So we have a big storm coming through today into tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to get out for opening day. I might be able to get out in the afternoon and do an evening sit. That might happen. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. I'm going to go out Thursday morning anyways. But let's talk about a break action shotgun and what this brings to the game. So a break action shotgun, especially one of these, like a Savage or a Stevens, and even some of the CV Life, I believe it is, or CVA, you can get these shotguns for very, very affordable. Okay, I would say $200 or less on some of these. I restored this shotgun. I got this for under $100 and I restored it. And now this thing shoots really well and I'm going to take it hunting. The thing with a break action shotgun is there's so little moving parts, the chance for failure or misfire are extremely low. Very, very low. In fact, the only way this won't fire is if you break the firing pin, which is very difficult to do. So a break action shotgun is probably the most reliable of all of them. There's different types of break actions. There's an over-under where you have 2 barrels, or a side-by-side where you have 2 barrels next to each other. What those give you is an additional shot. The downside to a single shot is it's exactly that. It's a single shot. So if I'm up on let's say if I'm trying to pheasant hunt with this, which I probably wouldn't, I have to shoot, pop, load, close, shoot. I'm sure I could practice and get pretty quick at that, but it's not as easy as it is with some of the other shotguns to get follow-on shots. Now, if you've got 2 shots that allows you that 1-2, I do have to say there are plenty of times when I was pheasant hunting that it was 1, 2, 3, bird goes down, or duck hunting, 1, 2, 3, 4, or geese, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. So having a single shot or even just a 2-shot limits your capacity of fire, especially on things that you're trying to catch that are actively flying, so trying to hit something on the wing. Single shots and break actions leave a little bit to be desired there. I think a over-under or a side-by-side, a little bit better than just a single shot, but overall, break actions have the lowest chance of failure of all of them, and single shots probably have the easiest entry level of all other shotguns. So let's talk about the next one. Next up, we have a pump action shotgun. So that sound is ubiquitous with what this shotgun is. So this can be a one and done shotgun for most people. The really neat thing about pump action shotguns is that they give you all of the functionality that you need for hunting and sport. You could get away with using a pump action shotgun for hunting just about everything in the US, and if you're hunting bird with this, it's good for turkey. I took 2 with it. It's good for pheasant. I took several with it. It's good for just about every application. Home defense, trap, skeet, 5-stand, sporting clays, all of it you can do with a pump action shotgun. The only thing that this is limited by is the user, and that is how fast can you cycle and do a full cycle on the shotgun. So what I mean by that is as someone racks this back and racks it forward, if you get too excited and you shoot and then rack and you only do a partial one and you don't fully eject and you get the shotgun shell starting to stick out and you try to ram it forward, you're going to stovetop it and it's going to point out. That does happen. I have seen it happen. I've seen it happen hunting where someone will shoot, they get really excited, and they try to just chamber one really fast, and they don't. It's a short stroke with a bolt action. It's a short stroke with a shotgun. So the user is the biggest limiting factor when it comes to a pump action, and the speed. The speed is not the same as with the semi-automatic, and we'll talk about that next. But I want people to understand you can get into a shotgun, a pump action shotgun, for sub $300 for a very, very good one that you could use for everything you could ever possibly need in very, very appropriate gauges. 12 gauge, 20 gauge, you can get both of those in a pump action shotgun and have no problems whatsoever hunting for the rest of your life with just the pump action shotgun. The pump action shotgun is probably the most well-rounded of all of the shotguns, and that's why it's still wildly popular. You can find most people will have access to a pump shotgun before they have access to the other two, and we're going to talk about a semi-automatic next, and we'll kind of talk about what the biggest difference between the two is. But it was this year into my mid-40s that I first moved on to a semi-automatic, and let's talk about what that does for you. Now this is my Remington 1100, and it is a semi-auto shotgun. Now what does this bring to the table that the pump action doesn't? The number one thing, speed. Speed, speed, speed. So the thing with this is when I shoulder this and I shoot, the gas and inertia is going to bring this back, eject around, cycle around, and I never have to come off target as I'm shooting to cycle through to get a bird. So the great thing about a semi-automatic shotgun, there's 2 things you get over this than you do the other two. One, recoil reduction. In a pump action and a brake action, you are sucking up all of that recoil from the shot. In a semi-automatic, it's using some of that recoil to cycle the action. It doesn't mean you're not catching recoil, because it's a shotgun, you are catching recoil, but it is less than what you're going to get from a brake action or a pump action. That is very important, because speed is the name of the game when it comes to a semi-auto. It's going to eject the round and load the round with you never coming off the trigger. Same as it does for a semi-automatic rifle, same as it does for a semi-automatic pistol. It just loads the round for you. The speed that gives you is huge in hunting applications when you're trying to shoot things that are on the move or flying. So when I went pheasant hunting, I took my pump action shotgun, and we were on a private reserve, so I could take the plug out and I could load up as many rounds as would fit in my magazine. And the guys I was going with that had semi-auto shotguns were just like, woo! With my pump, I was able to get 1 shot off, 2 shot off, 3 shots off. And it was taking that time of trying to cycle. And it was cold, and I was wearing gloves, and it was just not the same speed. These guys with the semi-autos were boom, 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 boom. Never having to come off the birds as they were flying, not having that disruption of racking the slide back to cycle the round. Didn't have to worry about any of that. I tried to do even turkey hunting. When I was turkey hunting, it was fine because it was a single shot. I didn't need to worry about anything else, but when I had another bird come up, I had to cycle that and get ready to shoot again. Actually, funny story is I had to shoot, get on my phone, buy another license, then get back on the shotgun and shoot the bird. That was my turkey hunting last year. So what I wanted to do this year was to get into more applications of hunting. I do want to hunt more upland game. I do want to hunt waterfowl. We have a great opportunity for that where I live. So I needed something that was going to be a lot faster than what my pump action provided for me, which is the reason I got a semi-automatic shotgun. Now, I don't think a semi-automatic shotgun should be your very first. They are the most expensive of all the shotguns. Yes, you can find some brake actions that are ridiculously expensive, but overall, a semi-auto shotgun, you're going to be very, very hard pressed to find any that aren't close to that $1,000 mark that are good. You can probably find something that are under that, but they're not going to cycle reliably and they're not going to be very good. You're going to want to get something that is proven and works really well. So when we really think about what a semi-auto does for you is it gives you speed. Speed, speed, speed. Now the downside to these is there's more moving pieces, so greater chances of failure, and they get really dirty really fast. So the thing with this shotgun is I can go and shoot several rounds of trap or skeet or sporting clays or 5-stand. I can shoot through about 100 to 150 rounds, and then I have to clean this. Or else I'll start getting some failures to feed, failures to eject, and those are not things you want. Now, with modern technology and modern semi-auto shotguns, you can get a little bit higher than that. You can probably get into the 500 and 600 rounds. Not something I would really push. If you go out and you've got a semi-auto and you go out for a hunting weekend, by the time you're done, clean it. If you're going out and you're shooting trap or skeet or 5-stand or sporting clays, you're doing several rounds of that over and over and over again, clean it. The other benefit that a semi-auto gives to you is there's a lot of competitions where speed is king, especially in competitions like 3-gun. It's very, very difficult to do 3-gun with a pump action shotgun. You can, but it is very, very difficult. You're going to want something like a semi-auto for something like that. But for me, this year, I'm very excited to use this when I go pheasant hunting, when I go duck hunting, when I go geese. This is what I'm going to take. I just got the new barrel for this in today, so it does have the rem choke system on it. I haven't got any of the rem chokes yet. I wasn't sure if I was going to get this barrel in time for turkey season, but I can get some rem chokes. I've already got some turkey loads, but I need to get this to the range, get it patterned, do all of that. I don't have time when the season starts tomorrow, so we're going to use the 20 gauge. If something goes wrong with the 20 gauge or something doesn't work, my pump action shotgun is what I've used before for turkey, so I know what it does. We'll take that out there. But I'm really excited for this shotgun. This ups the game for what I can do. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 types of actions for shotguns and some of the applications that you can have for them. I will say, as I said before, a pump action shotgun can be your one-all do-all for everything you could possibly need. 12 gauge or 20 gauge, you get that, you could be set for life. You could do any sporting stuff, any hunting stuff, all of it with that one shotgun for the rest of your life, and you'd be perfectly fine. If you want something that some of my friends would say is a wee bit more refined, a break action shotgun is a really great option for any spot and stock type hunting where you know you're going to be seated for a while, especially like turkey, squirrel, anything like that where you're just trying to ambush something. They work great. They work phenomenal. An over-under or a side-by-side are just classic, bird upland game hunting shotguns where you can just walk through and get those 1-2, get them on the wing. Usually the third shot, the bird's too far away. So something like that is great for that upland. But those are usually pretty pricey to get an over-under. You're looking in that $1,000 realm. A single shot, you can get sub $200 that'll work great. The pump action shotgun, you can get sub $300 in some instances and get a very, very good utility shotgun to work perfectly fine. If you want a little bit less recoil, you want more speed, then a semi-auto shotgun is the way to go. I am moving into a semi-auto shotgun for the first time in my 40 plus years of life that is now going to give me an option to do some other hunting more effectively than what I could do with the shotgun. And honestly, when we talk about the difference between the shotguns, it's efficiency is what it really, really boils down to. Each shotgun has its own unique niche in the hunting and sporting world, where some of them can cross all of them, some of them are more specialized, but I will tell you that the semi-auto crosses a gap across all of them that can make it a little bit easier to do the things we want to do as hunters, to be more ethical and have quicker follow-up shots. If money is an issue, a pump action shotgun will always be the way to go. You can do everything you need to do without breaking the bank. So guys, I hope you liked the content today. Decided to talk about the shotguns before we go out into the field and really start getting serious about hunting. That is tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. We're going to get on there. We're going to start talking about it and go from there. So guys, I hope you're all well. I wish all of you happy hunting and good success on this turkey season. After turkey season, it's summertime, lots of fishing, camping, and getting some rifles tuned up as we get ready to get into the no-joke hunting season in the fall. So guys, until next time, as I always say, stay blessed, and we'll see you next time.